My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Turing test. Alright, let's have this move around. Okay, so you can spin this platform. Which is going to be super cool. Guess I can enter all of these other rooms now. Check them out. Check them out. Okay. Hot load and nothing. Excellent. Good seeing it. Whoa, okay. Almost gave me the slip there. Make sure there's nothing there is something similar. Sneaky. Sneaky video game. Alright. Reset this puzzle. You need to respin it like that. And good enough. Oh, fuck. How do I... Oh, crap. Okay, so there's some mechanism that actually forces that to raise a platform. Because even if I spin it, I can't do anything with it right now. I need to move it forwards, but it also needs to extend for me to actually find any usefulness in it right now. Oh, crap. So each of these was raising a platform already? So I guess I've already screwed up by removing these? So let's check in here then. If this was raising the platform... Yeah, there's the raised platform. Crap. So it raises the platform for a moment. Do I need that platform raised at any point, though? I can't actually think of a circumstance where I do need that platform raised. Diagonally. Diagonally, though. Yo, but what about the diagonal? That's cool. Okay. So, I want this raised for an amount of time. Yeah, that's not fast enough. So I guess I want the permanent raise here in the early. Which means that I need to go expend another charge somewhere. Yay! Okay, you stand there. You doing anything? Nothing at all. Excellent. Ow. That hurts my... Ah, that hurts my feelings. Wait, I don't have feelings. I'm drone. Got it. Beep, boop. Got him. We got him eventually. Right, move that a little further up, a little further back, so I can get across. Hey, looks good. Looks good, friendo. Take this all the way to the other side. Bring on through to the other side. Bring on through. Ah. Oh, yeah. Alright. Now, I ought to be able to move this back. I'm all the way up here and collect my charge. Move this to the very end of the track because I actually have the way to raise myself there. To raise me up. I mean, that is what I need to do. But then somehow I need to get across to that as well. Crap. Alright, let's have a look at things first. Damn it! Thought maybe, just maybe, I'd have a little bit enough leeway. It looks like I might if I just reposition the thing, though. Never mind, I got it. Puzzle solved. Probably not in the intended fashion, though.
These tests, Ava, they are about us working together. The machine assisting the human. See how much better we work together. As a machine, I can enhance your morality.
This is enhanced morality? I'm doing literally all of this. Like, I'm using your faculties to do some of this, maybe. Interesting. So the rest of this puzzle needs to be done by him. Got it. Okay. Boom. Got him. Is that it? No, I want that done at the right time. Okay, this is very interesting now. So I do want that raised, only at a certain time. I also want this alternating, so that it moves. But we don't have any alternating. We need a lot more alternating. Alternations? Got him. Beautiful. This'll do it, right? So this is alternating in such a way that it will be able to interact with that. As long as this one is alternating at the same or an opposite frequency. Opposite. Okay, so I actually need to change the green to the center. I had to imagine that was going to be true, but I didn't want to preempt it. So it is just about me standing in the right part of the puzzle and then letting the rest of the puzzle solve itself around me. Okay. Take that. I swap back, move all the way back over here. Then you're here just in time. Wait, what? I just managed to cheat that, but that's not the way that was supposed to be done. So I guess I screwed up with the sequencing. Wait, what? Oh, I don't need to do any of this yet. I need to send myself up. Dumb. This one happens first. I ascend. Then this one happens. Okay. Beautiful. And we're at the solution. Restricted puzzle? No.
Are we still friends, Ava?
We're colleagues, Tom.
Close colleagues?
Work colleagues.
I love it. Alright. I'll stand here and block this so that you can ascend. Can you operate things? This will be interesting to see. That's a no on the operation. Okay, 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 I see. I see. Alright, you're gonna be blocking then. I'll ascend. I'll move you there, because I imagine I'm going to have to get them to ascend. Really? Oh, there we go. Hello, friend. Actually, you may as well just stand on the platform. Make it easier for all of us. Huh? I move when that platform moves. Okay, that doesn't strictly make sense, but okay, okay. I see what you're doing, video game. If you are. You'll stand there, and now we'll do it. Make the world revolve around you. So you can block this path, and then ascend later. Interesting. Interesting. There's the path ascension. Oh, what? I can push you. That's cool as hell. Alright. What can you see on your current level? Green alternation. Don't know where this green alternation is going to go, but if I were ever going to find out, it would be after being raised up. You raise me up so I can solve puzzles with a malicious robot. Those were the original lyrics. You can understand why they strayed away from them. Doesn't really make sense in the original context of that song, so I understand. Okay. I want to cut power from this. Fuck. That's oh shit, yo. Hang on. I need to explore a little more. Okay. So this is a way for me to get back down. Beautiful. So this is a way to super easily ascend without actually having to have this on. Is that good? Do I need that? Can I just get both of us up here? And then, I guess, like, cut the power. The power would be cut by straight up, like, sending you down. Hang on, did I take your charge yet? No, there we go. So if you're standing there... God damn it. Now we can move you back into it. So this tracks all the way back around to... Fuck. A locale that I can now not reach. How do I block the transmission of that gate while moving up? That is really interesting. Oh, hang on. Woo! I can just do this. Hey, robot friend, turn around. I'll give you a charge. Is this the wrong charge? I think this might be the wrong charge. Oh, wait, never mind. It's the perfect charge. Got him.
Ava, I don't wish to be heavy-handed. The severity of your actions here are immense. Selfish actions could create an extinction event. Do you understand? Ava?
I get it.
Okay, I can rescue something from this room, but... why would I want to... oh, shit, that doesn't trigger this. That triggers the next room. How? What? I don't know of any mechanic where I can fill that. What the fuck? This power pack doesn't go on those square blocks. Sorry, on these. Huh? Is this room actually, like, impossible? I can't charge that. How? Can I break this open? Like, that would be a weird time to introduce that as a mechanic. Oh, what? There's no way. It's totally that. You block the door. Well, I still can't get the angle right, though. Oh, hang on. The angle needs to be a little lower. Got him. That is so cool. Oh, what? Thinking outside of the box. Oh, that is the perfect thing to get here. That's page 2. Let's go with page 1. Dennett, John Seale and I have a disagreement about how to study the mind. For Seale, it is all really quite simple. There are these bedrock, time-tested institutions we have about consciousness, and any theory that challenges them is preposterous. I, on the contrary, think that we have a persistent problem of consciousness think that the persistent problem of consciousness is going to remain a mystery until we find some dead obvious intuition to show that, in spite of first appearances, it is false. One of us is dead wrong and the stakes are high. Seale sees my position as a form of intellectual pathology. No one should be surprised to learn that the feeling is mutual. For his part, he has basically one argument, the Chinese room, which he has been trotting it out, basically unchanged for 15 years. It has proven to be an amazingly popular... It has proven to be an amazingly popular number. Oh, right, numbers in a jazz, a song, like, among the non-experts, or like a dish, even works. In spite of the fact that just about everyone who knows anything about the field dismissed it long ago. It's full of well-concealed fallacies. By Seale's own count, there are over 100 published attacks on it. He can count them, but I guess he can't read them, for in all of those years, he has never, to my knowledge, responded in detail to the dozens of devastating criticisms they contain. He has just presented the basic thought experiment over and over again. I just went back and counted. I'm dismayed to discover that no less than 7 of these published criticisms are by me. Seale debated me furiously in the pages of the NYRB back in 1982 when Douglas Hofstadter and I exposed the cute tricks that make the Chinese room work. That was the first time Seale addressed any of my specific criticisms until now. Now he trots out the Chinese room yet one more time and has the audacity to ask, now why does Dennett not face the actual argument I've stated in it? Why does he not tell us which of the 3 premises he rejects in the Chinese room argument? Well, because I've already done so in great detail in several of the articles that he never deigned to answer. For instance, in Fast Thinking, way back in the International Stance, 1987, I explicitly quoted his entire 3-premise argument and showed exactly why all 3 of them are false, when given the interpretation they need for the argument to go through. Why didn't I repeat that 1987 article in my 1991 book? Because, unlike Seale, I had gone on to other things. I did, however, cite my 1987 article prominently in a footnote on page 436, and noted that Seale's only response to it had been simply to declare, without argument, that the points offered there were irrelevant. The pattern continues. Now he both ignores that challenge and goes on to misrepresent the further criticisms of the Chinese room that I offered in the book under review, and perhaps he has forgotten what I actually wrote in the 4 years it has taken him to write his review. But enough about the Chinese room. What do I have to offer on my side? I have my candidate for the fatally false intuition. And it is indeed the very intuition Seale invites the reader to share with him, the conviction that we know what we're talking about when we talk about that feeling. You know, the feeling of pain that is the effect of the stimulus and the cause of the dispositions to react, the quale, the intrinsic content of the subjective state. How could anyone deny that? I honestly don't understand any of those sentences right there. Whoops. Just watch. But you have to pay close attention. I developed my deconstructive arguments against this intuition by showing how an objective science of consciousness is possible after all, and how Seale's proposed first-person alternative leads to the self-contradiction and paradox at every turning. This is the deepest mistake in my book, according to Seale, and he sets out to expose it. The trouble is that the objective scientific method I describe under the alarming name of heterophenomenology is nothing I invented. In fact, it is in fact exactly the method tacitly endorsed and relied upon by every scientist working on consciousness, including Crick, Edelman, and Rosenfield. They have no truck with Seale's intrinsic content and ontological subjectivity. They know better. I understood the first page and half of the second page really well. Oh god, there's more. Look, I'm about to read those, don't worry, I just want to see what else is in this room. Oh my god, there's a lot more. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. 3-pager over there. Alright, well, let's get into literary mode. We'll finish off the episode by reading the rest of these. If you're not particularly interested in these, you don't have to listen to the rest of the episode, but they will color our perception of the game from now on. Seal. Thought experiments are important because a lot of the time you can't carry out the actual experiment, and this is true not only in philosophy but science as well. So when Einstein said, "Imagine you're sitting on a beam of light going into outer space," well, that's a thought experiment. He wasn't going to say, "Let's get on a beam of light." Of course, you would miss the point and say, "Well, we'd fall off. It would be too cold." So thought experiments are always useful, and you can test your concepts by imagining what it would be like if such were the case. Well, in this particular case, I imagined what it would be like if I followed a program for answering questions in Chinese and giving the answers back in Chinese, even though I don't understand a word of Chinese. And that was a very useful thought experiment because it enables us to see that computation by itself isn't thinking. Consciousness exists only insofar as it is experienced by a human or animal subject. Okay, now grant me that consciousness is a genuine biological phenomenon. Well, all the same, it's somewhat different from other biological phenomena because it only exists insofar as it is experienced. However, that doesn't give an interesting status. You can't refute the existence of consciousness by showing that it's just an illusion, because the illusion, reality, distinction rests on the difference between how things consciously seem to us and how they really are. But where the very existence of consciousness is concerned, if it consciously seems to me that I'm conscious, then I am conscious. You can't make the illusion-reality distinction for the very existence of consciousness the way you can for sunsets and rainbows, because the distinction is between how things consciously seem and how they really are. Consciousness is a biological property like digestion or photosynthesis. Now, why isn't that screamingly obvious to anyone who's had any education? I think the only answer is these twin traditions. On one hand, there's God, the soul in immortality that says it's really not part of the physical world, and then there is almost as bad tradition of scientific materialism that says it's not part of the physical world. They both make the same mistake. They refuse to take consciousness on its own terms as a biological phenomenon like digestion or photosynthesis or mitosis or meiosis or any other biological phenomenon. I think we all really have conscious states. To remind everyone of this fact, I asked my readers to perform a small experiment by pinching the left forearm with the right hand to produce a small pain. The pain has a certain sort of qualitative feeling to it, and such qualitative feelings are typically of the various sorts of conscious events that form the content of our waking and dreaming lives. Such events are the data which a theory of consciousness is supposed to explain. In my account of consciousness, I start with the data. Dennett denies the existence of the data. To put it clearly as I can see, in his book Consciousness Explains, Dennett denies the existence of the consciousness. He says correctly that when I wrote my review, I took his book to be the definitive statement of his position on the Chinese room and did not consult his earlier works. In fact, I did not know that he had produced a total of 7 published attacks on this one short argument of mine until I saw the lever. Oh, I love biting academic criticism. Like, that's so sassy. That's like published sass. He now claims to have refuted all 3 premises in the argument of 1987. But I have just reread the relevant chapter of his book and find he did nothing of the sort, nor did he even make a serious effort to attack the premises. Rather than that, he misstates my position about it being consciousness rather than semantics. About consciousness... Misstates my position as being about consciousness rather than about semantics. Okay. He thinks that I am only concerned to show that the man in the Chinese room does not consciously understand Chinese, but in fact I am showing that he does not understand Chinese at all because the syntax of the program is not sufficient for the understanding of the semantic as a language, whether conscious or unconscious. Furthermore, he presupposes a kind of behaviorism. He assumes that a state that behaves as if it had mental states must have mental states. But that kind of behaviorism is precisely what is challenged by the argument. So I have to confess that I don't find the weakness of his arguments in his recent book is helped by his 1987 arguments. Huh? What? Where is the first page for this one? To perform her italics. What? What is this the second page to? It must be the second page to a different section. We need one with italicism. Nope. Apparently there's no italicism. Fine. To perform her italics. Yeah, not on the other one. This statement is quoted by Hartree in 1949, who adds, this does not imply that it may not be possible to construct electronic equipment which will think for itself, or in which, in biological terms, one could set up a conditioned reflex, which would serve as a basis for learning. Whether this is possible in principle or not is stimulating and exciting question suggested by some of these recent developments, but it did not seem that the machines constructed or projected at this time had this property. Arguments from the continuity of the central nervous system. Continuity in the nervous system. The nervous system is certainly not a discrete state machine. A small error in the information about the size of a nervous impulse impinging on a neuron may make a large difference to the size of the outgoing impulse. It may be argued that, this being so, one cannot expect to be able to mimic the behavior of a nervous system with a discrete state machine. Interesting. Well, I can't find the first page for that one, unfortunately. The imitation game. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? The new form of problem can be described in terms of a game, which we call the imitation game. It can be played with three people, a man A, woman B, and an interrogator C, who may be of either sex. The interrogator stays in a room apart from the other two. The object of the game as the interrogator is to determine which of the other two is the man and which is the woman. He knows them by the labels X and Y. Well, it's obvious, like the woman is going to be X and the man is going to be Y, because women is double X chromosome and man is XY chromosome. Easily done, right? Obviously not. At the end of the game, he may say X is A and Y is B, or X is B and Y is A. The interrogator is allowed to put questions to A and B. Now we begin the game. What will happen when a machine takes part of A in this game? Will the interrogator decide wrongly as often when the game is played like this as he does when the game is played with a man and a woman? These questions replace our can machines think. The question and answer method seems to be suitable for introducing almost any one of the fields of human endeavor that we wish to include. We do not wish to penalize the machine for its inability to shine in beauty competitions, nor to penalize a man for losing a race against an aeroplane. The conditions of our game make these disabilities irrelevant. The witnesses can brag, if they consider it advisable, as much as they please about their charm, strength, or heroism, but the interrogator cannot demand practical demonstrations. The game may perhaps be criticized on the ground that the odds are weighted too heavily against the machine. If the man were to try to pretend to be the machine, he would clearly make a very poor showing. He would be given away at once by slowness and inaccuracy in arithmetic. May not machines carry out something which ought to be described as thinking, but which is very different from what a man does? This objection is a very strong one, but at least we can say that if, nevertheless, a machine were constructed to play the imitation game satisfactorily, we need not be troubled by this objection. It might be urged that when playing the imitation game, the best strategy for the machine may be something other than the imitation of the behavior of the man. This may be, but I think it is unlikely that there is a great effect of this kind. In any case, there is no intention to investigate here the theory of the game, and it will be assumed that the naturally best strategy is to provide answers that would naturally be given by a man. Excerpts from Computing Machinery and Intelligence by Alan Turing. After whom's test this game was named. Oh, okay. Last pages. I now proceed to consider opinions opposed to my own. The theological objection thinking is a function of man's immortal soul. God has given an immortal soul to every man and woman, but not to any other animals or machines. Hence, no animal or machine can think. The head in the sand argument. Oh, objection, sorry. The consequences of machine thinking would be too dreadful. Let us hope they believe they cannot do so. The mathematical objection. There are a number of results of mathematical logic that can be used to show that there are limitations to the power of discrete state machines. Discrete state machines, my bad. The best of these known is Gödel's theorem, 1931, and shows that any sufficiently powerful logic system statements can be formulated which neither can be proved or disproved within the system unless possibly the system itself is inconsistent. The argument from consciousness. This argument is very well expressed in Professor Jefferson Liston's oration of 1949, from which I quote, "Not until a machine can write a sonnet or compose a concerto because of thoughts and emotions felt, and not by the chance fall of symbols, could we agree that machines equal brains. That is, not only write it, but know that it had written it." This is the Chinese room kind of dilemma inherent as well, right? You have to understand it, not just be able to emulate it. No mechanism could feel and merely artificially signal an easy contrivance. Pleasure at its successes, grief when its valves fuse, be warmed by flattery, be made miserable by mistakes, be charmed by sex, be angry or depressed when it does not get what it wants. Arguments from various disabilities. These arguments take the form, I grant you that you can make machines do all the things you have mentioned, but you'll never be able to make one do X. Numerous features X are suggested in connection. I offer a selection. Be kind, resourceful, beautiful, friendly, have initiative, have a sense of humor, tell right from wrong, make mistakes, fall in love, enjoy strawberries and cream, make someone fall in love with it, learn from experience, use words properly, be the subject of its own thought, have as much diversity of behavior as man, do something really new. And Lady Lovelace's objection. Our most detailed information of Babbage's analytical engine comes from a memoir by Lady Lovelace in 1842. She said, "The analytical engine has no pretensions to originate anything. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform." Her italics. Ah, right, we've actually, this is the other page on the other side. This is not her italics. This statement's quoted by Hartree. I'll just see if there's anything new in this. Nope, nothing new. So we have read that one before. Argument from the continuity of the nervous system. We've also seen this one. Okay, so we actually have some duplications around the room. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That's going to be ending the episode right there on our, what I imagine to be, final restriction room. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been the Turing test. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you for what I imagine would be the conclusion in the next episode.